All right, it is fill in the blank time. Post-combine, the question is, with the first pick in the NFL draft, I am taking, we're not saying Browns, we're saying who we are taking. With the first pick in the NFL draft, Scott, I am taking blank.
Myles Garrett.
Okay.
I think it seems kind of obvious at this point. I had concerns about last season, but when you look into how that went for him and injuries and the fact that he knew he was going to be the number one pick, and yeah, the bowl game wasn't great, but I think that's a guy out there trying to avoid getting trampled on. And then you look at what he did in the combine. I think you don't pass up a talent and an athletic freak like that.
I'm going to jump in because I say the same thing. And look, in January, after Deshaun Watson won that national championship, I went on a video on our site and I said, you take Deshaun Watson number one. I've obviously changed. I just think the Browns have no one on their defense that you have to game plan for. And I think you have to absolutely game plan for Myles Garrett from day one that he steps on the field. I think he is a game changer on that side of the football. So I'm with you. I'm taking Myles Garrett.
Well, for the sake of changing it up a little bit, I'm going to say that if the Browns go through this process and they think that Mitch Trubisky can be their quarterback of the future and a franchise quarterback down the road, I think you have to take him at number one if you feel that way about him, even if you don't think he can start for you this year. Because, if San Francisco takes him at number two and he goes on to be a playoff contender, playoff quarterback year after year after year, I think the Browns might end up regretting that. And we watched them pass on Carson Wentz last year, and I've had people tell me that he has more upside potential than Carson Wentz. So I would strongly consider doing it. And I would also, crazy as I am, think about giving up the number one overall pick for my friend Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh boy! But you'd use the number one pick on a guy that maybe would have to sit for a year.
Yeah, and he probably wouldn't sit for a year. They always say these guys are going to sit for a year. They never do. They always throw them in there as rookies.
There's no red shirts in the NFL.
Nope.
All right, you tell us down below in the comments what you're doing with the number one pick in the NFL draft.